Just when people thought home prices were going to start coming down, more and more analysts are coming out changing their prediction, stating that we will likely see home prices rise towards the end of 2023 and continue to climb through 2024. And who is to blame for this? Well, some are saying it's the baby boomers. But how can one generation be responsible for everything that's happening in the housing market? Let's take a look and you tell me what you think about all the blame being put on the boomers. And don't worry, I'll let you know what I think as well. The influence the baby boomer generation has had on the housing market is complex and has evolved over time. Now, some of this is due to the sheer number of baby boomers, also their long-term homeownership patterns, and the financial impact of their real estate holdings, meaning how many homes they own. Baby boomers are a massive generation. Their numbers alone have a profound effect on the housing market, and they were the largest generation at 21%. But by 2022, the millennials surpassed them as the largest group, albeit just barely at 21.8% of the US population. Now, in the first quarter of 2023, the baby boomers had a total value of real estate that they owned at $18 trillion. They own a lot of real estate. Why have these boomers amassed such real estate wealth? Well, boomers started buying real estate at a younger age than their counterparts today. They then benefited from the post-World War II economic boom, and that early entry into the housing market allowed them to build substantial home equity over time. They were then able to leverage that equity for various purposes, including buying additional property, investing, or funding their retirement. And over the past several years, baby boomers and other older Americans have made the decision to stay in their homes longer. You've probably heard this called aging in place. And it's influenced by factors like improved health and wanting independence. See, the vast majority of adults between the ages of 50 and 80 have a very strong feeling about staying in their home for as long as possible. Now, as someone with parents and in-laws in that age group, I can tell you that this will completely depend on their overall health and ability to be independent. The trend of aging in place has implications on the real estate market, and it leads to longer home ownership and a reduced number of times that a home will turn over. See, the real estate market really relies on turnover, yet it's not something you've really heard about until more recently with this whole locked-in effect. And this is referring to people feeling stuck in their homes because of the low interest rate that they have. And if they sold and bought something new, the new interest rate would be so high, it just wouldn't feel economically feasible. But this has nothing to do with the baby boomers, so this is one of the first places that I get them off the hook. Now, because this sector of the market is staying in their homes longer, it also drives demand for services and products that enables them to maintain their independence in their home, such as home modifications or home health care. Now, the baby boomer generation is not only staying in their homes longer, they're changing their buying patterns. Some are downsizing and moving into a smaller home, easier to maintain. Others are becoming snowbirds and owning two houses, one for a place in the winter and one for the summer. We have a lot of that here in Arizona. And some boomers are even entering into the real estate investment market, and they're purchasing properties for rental income. Now, this really increased during the pandemic. In fact, some boomers that were still working decided to buy a few rental properties to have some cash flow and then decided to quit their job, or they quit earlier than they thought they were going to. This shift in buying patterns influenced the type of properties that are in demand. And those homes that the boomers were buying as rental properties were sometimes the homes that the first-time homeowners would be buying. And that did make it a little bit more difficult for those first-time home buyers. Now, this accumulation of real estate assets by the baby boomers has been a contributing factor to the low inventory. But if the baby boomers aren't downsizing or buying investment properties, they're staying put in their primary residences, which also contributes to fewer homes on the market. And this scarcity of home supply is really one of the main things that puts a serious strain on the whole supply and demand issue, which leads to higher prices and bidding wars, especially in really desirable locations. And some of this has led to the affordability crisis, especially for younger generations. Rising home prices driven by lack of supply can make it really challenging for younger buyers to get into the real estate market. This alone can result in delayed home ownership, which will have a big impact on the overall wealth growth over time. This is just another area where I disagree in putting all the blame on the baby boomers. I can't blame them for making a decision to stay in their home or downsize and buy 2 homes so that they can have the best of both worlds. They have worked hard over their life and deserve the luxury of doing what they would like to do or what they feel is best for them. Now, if they decided to stay in their home rather than sell, many are choosing to renovate their current home to accommodate the things that they might need as they age. And this trend can impact the housing market in a few different ways. First, it increases the demand for construction and renovation, which in my opinion is a good thing. It keeps people working and employed. Second, it keeps homes off the market, further reducing the number of homes available for sale. Now, some want to say that these homes that these boomers are staying in are those move-in ready, new first-time homebuyer homes, but I disagree. See, many of my boomer clients are living in homes that first-time homebuyers wouldn't look at. Many of these homes are larger, and even without the renovations, they're in a price point that first-time homebuyers can't afford. Now, as I mentioned before, baby boomers are also investing in real estate for income and capital growth. They may purchase additional properties for vacation homes or rentals, all to generate additional income as a retirement strategy. Now, this investment strategy can further reduce the number of homes actively on the market for sale. And I can see how some would say that is a problem. On the flip side, I have some boomer and Gen X for that matter, helping their kids buy homes. Sometimes they are setting this up as an investment and then their kids rent back from them. Other times they're assisting with a down payment so their kids can get into a home. And I've had many clients utilize a loan program called the Kitty Condo Loan, where they and their kids go and they buy either a condo or a single family home. It does not have to be a condo. Usually when the kids are in college, so that a couple things happen. The parents don't have to continually move their kids every year, and then the kids don't have to deal with these sleazy landlords in these college towns. This helps their kids build their credit, but also responsibility. The clients that I have that have done this also do get roommates for these homes, and they're usually the kids' friends, so that they are positive cash flowing on this home. But the kid who lives there understands that they are part owner. It is their responsibility to help maintain this home because very likely they will benefit when the home is sold. Now, I am not completely naive and kids will be kids, but those that I know that have done this, it has worked out very well for them. Overall, many baby boomers are using real estate as an essential part of their overall estate planning. So whether they're helping one of their kids buy a home so that they can live in it while they're going to school, transferring property to their heirs, or selling property within their family, this can impact the overall real estate market and the supply and demand dynamics. Contrary to the expectation that aging population would decrease the demand for housing, boomers are actually contributing to this. And this is happening because many boomers are forming new households. And this is due to factors like divorce and the passing of a spouse. The youngest boomers right now are 59 years old, and they are still in the workforce, meaning they will continue to contribute to household formation. And understanding household formation is critical to grasping the housing market's dynamics. See, household formation occurs when individuals, usually younger people, move out of their parents' home to form a new household. This usually begins to happen around the age of 25, then it gradually rises until it peaks around retirement age. Some of the housing market's dynamics are likely to be influenced by the demographics of the aging boomer generation. New construction could help alleviate the rising prices due to lack of supply, and the potential for the Federal Reserve to stop raising the Fed's funds rate, with some whispers of them actually starting to cut it in 2024, would stimulate more activity in the housing market by making financing more affordable. If this does happen, many believe that with rates coming down, we will see a flood of buyers come back into the market, and if our inventory remains as low as it is, we will see home prices again spike. But to say that all the difficulties in the housing market are all pinned on the baby boomers, in my opinion, is a bit of a stretch. And if you're still worried about the market crashing, make sure you take a look at this video. As always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.